wanted to take a vacation. Phil, you let him go to Vegas, you ain't gonna get that dude back in 48 hours.
Can't wait for that Sunday. Major League Baseball on Wednesday suspended Boston Red Sox video replay system operator J.T. Watkins without pay through the 2020 postseason and stripped the team of its second-round draft pick this year. After completing its investigation into allegations the team illegally stole signs during the 2018 season. Former Red Sox manager Alex Cora, who mutually parted ways with the team in January as a part of the fallout from the Astros sign stealing scandal, is suspended through the 2020 postseason, gentlemen, as well, but only his previous conduct as Houston's bench coach. Max, I will start with you. None of the players were punished. They were granted immunity. How bad does this look for MLB?
It looks bad, and the primary reason it looks bad is that the Astros punishment in retrospect looks light. So once you punish the Astros to the extent that you did, if you're Manfred, it's not a good situation to be in when the Red Sox come up because they cheated, but any kind of punishment but not as bad as the Astros. That's what the investigation revealed. So it wasn't as systemic. It wasn't a systemic issue in quite the same way it was in Houston. So what do you do here? If you already set the standard for a worse cheating scandal, much worse as it turns out, if you believe the fact finding, then how do you punish the Red Sox? Well, it has to be less. And the way this comes out during the pandemic, not that the Major League Baseball could plan it this way, but it feels like a news dump on how people do this late on a Friday and no one's paying attention, and then they release bad news because that's the best time to do it. It won't have legs like it would be in the beginning of the week where it could last news cycles. That's what it feels like. It feels like Major League Baseball doesn't punish the Red Sox very harshly, and they tell you about it now when no one's really paying attention, and so they kind of get to skate with it. In and of itself, the punishment for the Red Sox you could maybe justify based on the facts. Maybe. But certainly, once you set the bar at the Astros, you go down off that for the Red Sox. I think if you take away the Astros, the Red Sox punishment would have been harsher, and it probably deserved to be.
It definitely looks bad for Major League Baseball, Max. And if you've got a bench coach that was with Houston and he became the manager for the Boston Red Sox, and back-to-back years he's associated with World Series titles, but in one instance you're punished excessively in Houston. I'm talking about as an organization, certainly not with the players, but the manager and the general manager lost their job. Obviously, Cora lost his job in Boston ultimately after all of this came down. Here's the situation. When we talk about feelings, if we want to talk about feelings, Max, in terms of how you feel this looks bad, well, I feel it looks bad for an entirely different reason. In 1947, obviously, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier and entered Major League Baseball. And at that particular moment in time, there was a multitude of African Americans that wanted to play in the sport of baseball. By 1981, I think the African American populace in Major League Baseball was at 18.7%. By 2017, according to stats, it was at 6.7% and declining. If these players, if this were the NBA, or it had the same populace as the NBA, or the same black populace as the NFL, you trying to tell me we're supposed to sit here and believe that no player would have been punished, that all players would have been granted immunity? This is the problem. It's the year 2020, and we still see the disparity, the discrepancy that exists. If you're a black person out there, because I am a black man, and obviously I speak to a lot of black people, I'm here to tell you something right now. We feel this is some BS. We feel that if this was a multitude, if the league was a majority black league, there's no way in hell that players would have been granted immunity. That's the discrepancy that's involved. We watch players in we watch players in the National Football League and in the NBA get disciplined all the damn time, okay? And never does it involve something as heinous as cheating, and possibly cheating by winning a World Series in the process, like the Houston Astros did a few years ago. Nevertheless, not a single player is punished. It's bogus. It's some BS. And I'm going to say it loud and clear. If Major League Baseball was a majority black league, there's no way in hell these players would have received immunity. That's what makes this look so bad, and it's exactly why baseball struggles to elevate itself and ingratiate itself in the mind's eye of a younger generation on the come up. Their audience, their fan base is older than any other sports league right now. This is one of the reasons why, because every time you turn around, they give you the impression that somehow, some way, if we could rewind the clock, we would. That's how it appears. I'm not accusing individuals of feeling that way, but I'm just talking about the veneer, the look of the league in terms of what they do sometimes. It gives you that impression, and that's a damn shame.
And Alex Cora, you know, like if you have a guy who has to miss a season and lose his job because of participation in one cheating scandal, then becomes the manager of another team, and that year that he shows up, there's a cheating scandal there. But the way Major League Baseball presents it is, well, no, it wasn't as systemic as it was in Houston. We talk about optics from time to time. No one says the way it looks anymore. Mm-hmm. We all say optics, but the optics are not good. So how bad does this look for Major League Baseball? Not as bad as the Astros scandal looked. It's been kind of hidden given the news that's going on in the world right now, but it certainly doesn't make it look good.
And they're also time-based suspension, so if the season doesn't happen, then they never end up missing a season because they'll resume in 2021. All right, when we come back here on First Take, back to the NFL draft because it is draft day, gentlemen. We cannot wait for that. Which team is under the most pressure? The Patriots. Is it the Cowboys or the Giants? We break that down next with Marcus Spears. Keep it locked.
But I wanted to welcome Pastor Jakes to the show. What's going on? Pastor Jakes, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Preach.
What's up? Floor's yours, son. I shall defer.
Oh, I can't stand you sometimes, dude. You get on my last nerve.
I would ask, Matt Kellerman, that you watch your tone when you are speaking to a pastor.